Hello everyone, my name is Catherine and this is EleWebDev. EleWebDev is short for Elementor website development. This channel is dedicated to beginners and intermediates of the Elementor page builder for WordPress. Today's topic is about Elementor's new 3.7 Pro features in the Pro plugin. They've added a bunch of features, so let's take a look at what they've revealed to us. So we're looking at the change log that lets us know what happened yesterday that they released the plugin. The ones that you see surrounded in pink are the ones I'm going to give a little introduction to today. This document is like really long, so let me just scroll the loveliness of all the tweaks and all the dynamic tag controls they've done and fixes and lovely. Okay, that's the end of the document. So I'll go back up to the top and we'll look at these a little closer. So I'll show you today the new Notes feature for collaborating with a web developer. Clients and developers can now talk back and forth and leave notes about specifics of things that need to be tweaked. I was trying to say tweak and fixed at the same time. Came out like that. But they can collaborate together. We've also got added custom icon control for the nav menu widget. I'll show you an example of that. We've got added an option to minimize on desktop device on table of contents widget. Yeah, even I'm not sure what that is supposed to mean, but we'll go through it. Added a line button to the bottom control in posts and archive post widgets. Now this is a feature that people have been screaming about for a long time. So I'll show you that feature. We've got added quick link to create new theme parts directly from the Finder. Now, newbies don't know about the Finder, and the Finder is a wonderful, quick productivity tip to get you to jumping back and forth into different parts of Elementor. So I'll give you a demonstration about that. We've got add lazy load option to media carousel, reviews, testimonial carousel widgets. So if you got some big pictures, which you should optimize, but if you want to lazy load and let those images load in the background, we have that feature. We've got add site identity, quick link to the logo widget and the site title widget. So those are just a few of the things that we're going to look at. So let's get to it. So here we are in my little page that I've dedicated to Elementor 3.7's new features. And right now we're going to talk about the Notes feature. And if you don't know how it works, let me show you how it works. You would think that it's a widget. So if I come in here to the widget and I look for Notes, nothing shows up. Okay. Well, it's not in the back end. It's actually in the front end. So let's go look at the page. So if we look at the black bar along the top, right up here, we've got the Notes. So this is where it is. It's on the front end. When you're logged in, there is the Notes feature right there. Notes. Let me scroll that up a little bit so you can see it, with the little dialog box bubble there. All right, so if I click on that Notes, you can see that I have already added 2 notes to this page. The first note is change this photo to something not pink and add this title, Beautiful Mountains. So I have a wonderful client who tells me exactly what they want to have changed. This photo, number 1, and they told me what exactly the title they wanted. All right, that's great. So if I, that's one thing we've got to work on. And then the other thing, if I click on it, it highlights it for you and jumps around and gets you to where it says add a photo named Bridge Unsplash in the media library. Okay, so let's come up here and look at the 3 dots right up here in the Notes panel. And we can filter all site notes or just the current page. We can only my notes that I've created or all notes that everybody's created. We can show resolved notes or we can show unread only. So that's a great, wonderful feature. We can filter all of the notes. Now, if I come back over here, I don't exactly want to add another pin. So you have to click on the note in order to come over here and see some of the features of the note. And we have an eyeball that says, I have seen it. And we have a check mark that says it's been resolved. When you resolve it, it disappears. So let's click on it again and say that we have not resolved it. So it'll stay on the page. And if we click on the three dots, we get mark as unread. So if you've read it, we can mark it as unread. And we can edit the text inside the box. It gives us back the feature to edit. I'm sorry if that pink circle was annoying you. I'll turn it off because it was kind of annoying me. It's interesting that the quotes get transposed into their HTML thing here. I'm not real fond of that, but there it is. So I'm going to hit cancel. You can also reply. Thanks. I will get on it quickly. All right, so you can hit a reply. All right, so I'm actually saying something to myself, but if this was a client, you could say that you'll get on it quickly. So how do you add a point, a pinpoint? Well, if you click away, which I just did, you'll notice that I have this little map pinpoint. And you can add another note. And if you don't add anything, it'll go away in the box. If I click on it, and then I can say, make this smaller to, let's say 300 px wide. You got to be specific, client. You got to be specific. Just smaller. How smaller? I worked at a web agency that they would leave notes about this, that, these, and those. You had no idea what they were talking about. So web developers, you need to train your clients to be very specific about what this, that, these, and those actually means and make it smaller. How much smaller? That's going to be the bane of your existence, and that's just a side note. Okay, so I'm going to leave that note. Okay, so now that we have these pinpoints, interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. You notice how that happened, boys and girls? I made a pinpoint 1, 2, and now 4. So if I make a pinpoint and I hit cancel, and then I make another pinpoint and I say hi, I bet you it's going to be number 6. Nope, it's number 5. I don't know what happened to number 3. Number 3 disappeared. And number 1, okay, there's number 1, number 2, number 4, and number 5. I don't know what happened to number 3. That's interesting. So can I delete? Yes. Are you sure you want to delete? Yeah, I want to delete a note. It goes bye-bye. Okay. So that pretty much wraps up the notes feature. Now we're going to take a look at the ability to change the hamburger icon to something else, some other icon, be it SVG or something in the icon library. Let's take a look at that. So I'm over here at my menu and I'm going to edit that. It's already in edit mode. Great. And so I'm going to right click and edit the nav menu. Let me get my pointer activated so that you can see what I'm looking at. So right here we've got icon. Let me just make that bigger. Icon, toggle button, we've got normal, we got hamburger, but here's the default, upload SVG, and icon library. Interesting. Well, let's go and view this in the responsive mode real quick. I'm going to hit the responsive right down here, responsive mode. And let's take a look at tablet mode. And we still have the hamburger icon selected, so let's change that. I'm going to change it to another icon. Now we can go into the icon library and we can choose the plus sign. Let's just say we want to insert the plus sign. So now it's the plus. But what if I wanted a unique icon? Well, we can come over here to this upload SVG, and I've got this mountain with a line underneath it, and I'm going to use that SVG. And there I have a mountain. I have a mountain for my icon. All right, so if I go to the active state, we have the default X. So if I click on this, it's the default X. But if I want to change it to something else in the library, I can choose the minus. And so if we go back and open it up again, now we have the minus. We have the mountain, and then we have the minus. So that is the ability to change and customize the hamburger and clothes icons. Now we're going to look at the table of contents widget that allows you to collapse on desktop mode. That sounds confusing, but let me show you what it is. So I have obviously the current version of 3.7 on this computer, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll back and show you what the table of contents looked like prior to 3.7. So if I go to this table of contents and I edit the table of contents, and I come down here to the additional options, I will show you that the only way to minimize was tablet and mobile. You couldn't do it on desktop, but now you can. So let me come back to the 3.7 version of the table of contents. And if we come to minimize on, we now have desktop or smaller. So if we set desktop or smaller, it just collapses the content, basically. If I go back to tablet and we go to tablet mode, it collapses on a smaller device by default. So if we go and set this to mobile and we go to another feature, I think I've opened and closed it so many times it doesn't know how to act. All right, so let's go minimize on desktop and let's just hit update and let's look at a rendered version. So it does collapse it on desktop, and if I you'll just have to open it up. So you can now have it collapsed on the desktop mode. All right, all you intermediate and advanced users of Elementor, here is the feature that you've been waiting for, and that is to push read more buttons or buttons in general in blog posts, archive posts. Push those buttons down to the bottom if your descriptive content does not fill. So if you notice right here, I have 3 blog posts that I copied and pasted the same content, so it's equal. But here's one that is not equal, and that read more button is not forced to the bottom. It's been a bane of our existence for a very long time, but I'm here to tell you we have a switch that allows that to be fixed. So I'm going to move my pointer over here and I'm going to right click and edit the posts. And I'm going to go to, I do believe, the content, and if we scroll down, yes, right here, feast your eyes upon automatically align buttons. And I'm just going to click that button, and now the read more button is now aligned with shorter text to the bottom of the container, yeah, in this case it's a container, or the column. If y'all haven't upgraded yet to the containers, that's okay, but it works with containers too. So there is our lovely automatically align buttons to the bottom. Yay! Now we're going to talk about the wonderful thing that is the magic of the Finder. A lot of new users don't necessarily know what the Finder is, but we're going to take a look at it. So when you're in the back end working on a web page and you want to jump to another section or another page quickly, well, you have a keyboard shortcut that's going to be your friend. On Mac, it's Command E, and on Windows, it's Control E. So all you have to do is hit that keyboard shortcut and you get the Finder. Now the Finder helps you find things. So let's say, for example, I want to add a new page or a new part. It allows you to jump to edit pages that you've already created, or if you go down to the bottom, you can add a new page template, add a new post, add a new page, and this is what's new, add a new pop-up and add a new theme template. So that's wonderful. If you want to go to the settings, SETT, we can jump to the Elementor's general settings and advanced settings and experiments and integrations. We can jump to that just absolutely quickly. If we need to get to the customizers, you intermediate and advanced users, if I hit CUST, we can jump to the customizer. We can get to custom fonts and we can jump to the custom icons. And now I talk directly to Elementor. Oh, please, Elementor. It's just one person. But why have you not added the media library? It's not here. I would love to jump to the media library very quickly. It's not there. But can you jump to the media library with a functions.php override? I know I'm scaring you newbies. I know I'm scaring you. But the intermediate and advanced users, if you want to add the media library to the Finder, you can do it. Yes, you can. You can add custom code to your functions.php file. I suggest you add a child theme and add that function into your child theme, and I will make a web page on my website, EleWebDev.com. I will make a page dedicated to the media library for the Finder. If you look up there, you can jump to that right now because I'm making a video for it. And I will show you how you can add the media library to the Finder. So let's just move on from that advanced little feature right there. So the media library is not there. But if I wanted to jump to the theme builder, so we've got the theme builder and we've got the theme, add new theme template. Well, what's the difference? Here's a tip, pay attention. Don't just willy-nilly click on this item. There's two ways you can force a new tab to open in your browser and jump to this item. Because if I click on it right here, normally clicking, it will go to that place in the tab that I am in right now. I don't want to have that happen. I don't want to lose my place. I want to open it in a new tab. Tip number one to jump to a new tab with the theme builder is to right-click and choose Open in New Tab. And it will open the theme builder in a new tab. Or hold down the Control on Windows or the Command on Mac. Hold it down and then click Theme Builder and it will open in a new tab so you don't lose your place. That's great. So the first theme builder that I clicked on takes you to the theme builder of your parts that you've created. If we go back to the home page and we choose Add New Theme Template, it goes to a different place. And that different place is, well, I'll be a monkey's uncle. Come on now. Let's see. Oh, because I clicked the same one. Sorry. Let's hit Command and click on Add New Theme Template. Sorry, you can't see the tabs, but I can. This takes you to all the different parts that you can create. So let's go back over that one more time because I had a little boo-boo there. The theme builder takes you to the parts that you have created, and Add New Theme Template takes you to the ability to create the sections you need to create. These are necessary parts: headers, footers, single post, single page, archive, search results, and error 404. To build a robust website, you should be able to click one of these and fill them all out for a robust site. So that pretty much is the Finder and all the places that you can jump to. Now we'll take a look at the quick links that were added to the site logo and the site title. So if I grab hold of the widget that is the site logo and I drop it underneath the already title that's there, this is what Elementor has added, which is this link. It says, to edit the logo of your site, go to the site identity. So this is the link that was added. So great feature. We can click and jump to the site identity quick to make our site logo. And then if we go back to our widgets and we drag the site title as well, I'm just going to drag and drop it on the page. We also have the quick link right here, which is to go to the site identity for our site title. So I'll just click on that one and show you where it goes. Right here, your site name, also known as your site title. That jumps you back to that very quickly. I hope you've enjoyed me explaining some of these new features, and I hope that you will be able to use them in your website builds for the future.